Those are our table rules, or well, both systems are flat betting, but it's like a 1 to 100 table limits. 50 units for each side, never bust versus basic strategy. While I'm getting set up here, I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately, so thank you and welcome. I made a couple of notes here because there's been a lot of comments going around, so I just wanted to talk about some of that a little bit first. First of all, these are burn cards off of each. Anyways, yeah, in the comments, thank you those who are giving constructive criticism or at least contributing to a civil discussion. In particular, Dan Yalty, if I'm pronouncing that right, and someone whose username is Traitor. I guess you can trust a guy named Traitor. They don't necessarily agree with the way I'm doing things here, but at least they've been nice about it, unlike other folks who've been commenting and basically saying that this is a waste of time, etc. Maybe it is, but it's my time and it's your time if you are interested. I can't think of a greater waste of time than watching something that you are disinterested in and then getting into comment discussions on it. That's the waste of time. And so why do you care what other people are doing? You don't like it? Go do something else, okay? Go watch Teletubbies, all right? So those of you, or those that are arguing that no system works, 13 to 3 stands, 7, 14, 24. Oh, I forgot to put your bets out because I, as usual, got distracted. Well, yeah, I'll pay that now. And then taking up too much space. Never bust would stand on hard 13 anyways. So we should be getting the same result here, which we did. I didn't bring them out the right way. Doesn't matter. That's what we've all been told, is that no strategy works. But everybody is still interested in strategies. And I am also, just at least for my personal edification. And that's why I'm doing these. And I decided, well, I would just share them. So again, going back to people thinking this is a waste of time, it's my time and people who are interested. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. And that computer simulations are out there that have proven things like betting systems don't work. And there is someone who wasn't really so nice in the comments who did inform me about certain software that I was unaware of. I still don't think that it does what I'm doing here and compares hand to hand or shoe to shoe like I've been doing. It will run millions of hands and tell you what your results are, and you're probably over millions of hands you will get the true result. And just keep going here. But and also that I'm not running enough hands when I do this. And it's actually, we get 45 hands per shoe at the minimum. I think we're getting somewhere around 330 hands per shoe, per series, which I admit is not enough to really determine anything. However, I think that the difference is because I'm running them head to head against each other, that does make it, at least if we start seeing something like great differences in the results, like never bust is after 7 shoes is many units ahead of basic strategy. Maybe something is going on, or if it's maybe many units behind, which is like we've seen with other systems. Maybe something is going on. I don't think you need millions of hands to see that, or at least to see if there's anything interesting happening. Okay, that's just an ace check, nothing there. This 14 will hit. 22, it's a bust. And 14 stands. Same result, however, now the flow of the cards is disrupted. Okay. And that's why it's separate shoes or carbon copy shoes instead of a hand-to-hand comparison. Okay, 12 stands. Dealer stands on all 17. 14 would stand anyways. 12. 13. 8 of spades. 21. So again, sure, millions of hands to determine things, and computer math to figure out things like the house edge using basic strategy. I think that's different than comparing this direct comparison here. And you know, it's one thing to read something on the internet, and it's another thing to see for yourself, which is again what's happening here, and sharing the results. Like when you read those books, you don't actually look at the actual, in most cases I would think, are not looking at the actual data set that was produced. You're just trusting somebody else's analysis, interpretation of that. And I'm not arguing that they're wrong, but here we see exactly what happens. And I'm just sharing it with you. And again, you don't have to watch if you don't like it. Okay, 18 stands. 12. 13. 23. Okay, and 12, never bust, stands even here. Oh, I should have checked for the ace. It doesn't matter. Oops, oops, oops. And there also does seem to be some confusion that I'm trying to promote a particular betting strategy or another. I'm not. I try to make that clear in as many videos as possible. I know people don't watch every last second of each video, and that's fine. But I'm not promoting anything. I will check that later, or hopefully I'll remember to. 20, 17. You know, and I don't even suggest that you go to the casino, period. Well, I don't really need to check. I'll just flip. 20. So, I'm not saying you should play basic strategy. I'm not saying you should play never bust. I'm not saying that you should play martingale or anything else. So don't get confused about that. When people keep writing, no betting strategy works, or never bust is a losing thing. Okay, that's fine. That's cool to say, but don't get confused that I'm suggesting that anybody play never bust, because that's not the case. Unless I start to see that it does significantly better, and even then, it's up to you to choose to play that or not. Okay. 17 stands, 17 push, clear that. 17 would stand, so I don't need to ace check. 17's a push. Did we line back up? I think we did. Didn't put your wager out before, did I? That's okay. Somebody else had suggested, why do them like this? Why not just do a whole slew of basic strategy, then come back and do a whole slew of never bust? I did think about that, and the one thing that I don't think you would see or be able to pick up on is when the shoes line back up, which this commenter said didn't think that they would, and I didn't think they would either. And I guess on this shoe it hasn't either, but on the other shoes they do line back. They have lined back up, and I was shocked. And sometimes it's never bust is trailing by a hand or two, but playing the exact same hands for segments, which was surprising. So far, this is more of how I expected it to go. Okay, I think I'm done saying all my nonsense, or as some called it, babbling. Thank you. I mean, that's not saying I'll just be absolutely quiet, but I just wanted to address some of the things that have been coming up in discussion, etc. 16 stands, 12, 17. So no, these shoes have not aligned, but they may. Remember to put the bets out. As far as like running them together like this and getting confused, I get confused about things anyway, so I don't think anything's really going to help me there. 16, 17, 18, 17, 16, 24. There you go. Never busters. Maybe you start seeing the change here. By the way, I am keeping track of the number of hands. That's how I know that we do about, here it goes, about 45 hands, or at least 45 hands per shoe. I do set the penetration a little bit deep. I don't think that's really a problem because, while you could use these to practice counting cards, we so far have not adjusted betting or action based on card count, so it doesn't matter. Natural right there, and that was hand 10. It'll be hand 10 over here as well. Insurance closed. Nothing about never bust says that you should start taking insurance, so take a peek. And there's that. Let me move the cards from the first 10 hands off to the side. Do my little thing to help me keep track so I don't just have one big random pile. One thing I've been getting from the comments is a lot more people seem to play by never bust than I expected. I mean, not that I don't see it, haven't seen it in the casinos, but people are actually admitting it here, and they say that they are doing well. Now, obviously, that's a very small sample of people, but how is that? And I think that part of that is luck, and these are still games of luck, and and that. Yeah, so for the millions of hands in a computer simulation, nobody plays those. I think it was Dan that, let me check for the ace, not there. 15 will hit. 16, 26. That, a pro player will play 72 to 75,000 hands in a year. Ace checks, not there. 20 stands. Most players are not pros. 20, push. And 7 shoes, is that an average session? Maybe, considering that some people don't play very long and some people play for a long time. And so I think that might be why some people who've been playing never bust are, if they're, as long as they're being truthful, which we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, that they're up. That you can get a good series within those millions of hands, right? That sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. And again, I'm not trying to see if never bust is truly profitable. I just want to know, does it perform better than basic strategy? Does it win more or lose less? That's all. All right, 5, 15, stand. 10, 20. Ace check, not there. 4-14. 6 or 16 is going to hit again. 12, that's a stand. 14, 24. Look, you didn't take the bust card. Here, I hear you. I hear the never busters coming out saying, "See, we told you so. Told you so." And then I hear the so-called pros saying that's just not going to happen. Anyways, try to move off of that topic and just get down to whatever you want to call this, our study. 18, 13, 15, 25. Oops. Touch. Ace check, nope. 14 stands. 18. This already has happened, but if you catch me making a mistake, please put that in the comments. A true mistake, like I played the strategy wrong. Not that's a mistake to do these in the first place. I did. Sometimes I can go back and figure out what the proper result would be. And it happened for the first time on the original shoe number 2 in this series that I ended up having to throw it out because the mistake I made happened so early that it really screwed everything up. So I threw that one out. Didn't like to, but because it takes me time to do everything. But you know, so I think it's the right thing to do. 20 stands, 17. Can't have bogus data out there. 19, 12, 19, push. So, and a lot of people have mentioned in the first shoe of this series, on the very last hand, I made a mistake hitting a soft 19 because I got confused and viewed it as a 9. That happened late enough. The correction for that is in the video description, and I'll make sure to bring that up when I do the summary at the end of 7. $10, double down, single card. Doesn't matter if you saw that because it doesn't change anything. 14, 23. I love double down. Don't care what system you're playing. Doubling down, according to basic strategy at least, I think is the best bet. See, you're supposed to take that. 19. You know, there are Stern, for example, the Stern betting system does not have you double down in certain places, especially when you get deep into the negative progressive side of things. I guess they want to limit your losses, but of course you're limiting your potential to win as well. 19, 13, 15, 25. And 20, of course, will stand. 14, 22. So yeah, it doesn't seem like we have lined up yet, again, the shoes, which maybe we won't this time. That's okay. At least we'll know because we ran them together. You know, the reason that Never Bust is behind it generally doesn't take as many cards, but then sometimes the dealer takes more cards. But usually Never Bust is going to lag behind, use fewer cards, and get a couple more hands out of the shoe. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. You know? I'm sure some of you think you know. All right. This is just a hit. Now we're looking at a hard 12, which you will hit again. People don't like this. People, you know, they'll say things, but stick to the card. That is 18, hard 18, 12, 18, push. 11, doubling down, single card, 15, 15, 17. As much as I like doubling down, does not guarantee a win, does it? Ooh, I like to split and then double down too, but I don't think we're going to do that here. This goes this way. Thank you. But we are going to split, and if you're ever not sure, that's why you take the card to the table with you. Okay? Because it can get confusing, especially if you're following a more complicated betting strategy. Some people say you shouldn't be playing if you don't know it, don't know basic strategy. Take it anyways. Casinos are distracting. Ordering drinks and having drinks is distracting. Whatever you can do to keep that edge in your favor, do it. 15 hits. 25. I guess I should put a card on there, huh? 12 hits. 14 hits. 21. 15. 21. Push. So you actually ended up, you pushed this one, but you lost this one. So it's actually, if we were in a progressive system, I would treat that like a loss. So however that works in a system. If one lost and one won, I'd call it a push. Obviously, if both win, it's a win. Let me just mention this. I never see, or haven't yet seen, systems address what to do when you lose more than one bet in your, due to splits and double downs, or win more. They don't usually talk about it. So I have tried to just be consistent and treat it just like a regular win. Okay, so I did the ace check. It's not there. Soft 18 does hit to a 10. That's 14 and 23 too many. 16. The one exception to that, I think, was in Fibonacci, and I figured I made a video on that, on how to play Fibonacci with Blackjack, and what to do when you have the multiple wins or losses from splits and double downs. I think really though it's mostly from the real effect is from multiple losses and how to move down in the sequence. No ace, 20 stands. 12, 18, pay the player. 15 stands to a 9, 15. Look at that. Why do I not have... Why do I not have the same number of... Oh, I know, because we had the... I screwed up. I'm keeping track of the hands, and I thought that was hand 20 for basic strategy, and but it wasn't. When I put the hand off to the side, I stagger them like this, so I can count them up and see how they're going. And because we had that, I don't know which one it was. I had the two hands from the split. I put them each down like this when it should have actually been treated as one hand. So does that make sense? So we're actually, this will be hand 20 for both sides. You can call that split playing an additional hand, but it's really it's really not. It's the first hand. You're the original hand, and it just happens to be that the play allows you to wager more. It's not really playing two hands. At least I had not ever counted it as 2 hands, just because you split, or 3 if you resplit, or more, etc. 12 to 5 stands, 15, 25, 10, doubling, single card, 20, 18, okay. Oh, while I'm cleaning up the cards from after completing hand 20, something that other people have mentioned is that I think what they're saying is you don't usually play at a table by yourself. Okay, usually there are other players there, which is influencing perhaps the flow of the cards and the result. That you're playing never busted, but then the person in third position is doing something else. Their system, whatever it is, and that somehow is going to change things and perhaps help you. I don't know, and I can't think of a consistent way to do these tests to account for multiple different styles or systems at the same table, and even then what position you're in. So and just imagine how complicated that would get. So consistency and control heads up against the dealer. That's why. You check for the ace, or we'll just show that it is not there, because they're not going to hit that 18 anyways, and 22. 16 doesn't hit. Split. 9, 19. $18 stands. 9, 19. 20, ace check, whatever, 20 push. Insurance closed. I don't swipe the whole thing because insurance doesn't apply to this side, so just on this side. You hate that, right? You see it coming. They ask you for insurance, they look, or they look in the mirrors, and as soon as they do this, Now sometimes dealers will have fun with you and go, oh, like this, and they'll put it back, but that's okay. It's okay when they do that. It makes things a little more fun. You got to have fun. This shouldn't be your rent money anyways. 18 stands anyhow. 12, 19. Oh. I also like when they do this. And double downs if they put the card down. That's why. Well, that's not why. Oops. There we go. Just give a little more suspense and have a little more fun. Does it really matter? No, because you're just eventually going to turn it over and reveal a 20. 11. 13. 23. I know that made you nervous. You see the dealer have that 11. Write it out. 18 stands. 6. Dealer stands on all 17. Didn't take anything. There you go. I know you're watching and waiting for me to make a mistake so you can yell at me. That's fine. Please do when I make a mistake. Otherwise, let's just all be nice, and if you don't like it, like I said before, just go away. Oh yeah, let's see, someone else was complaining. Well, one of the other persons I already kind of alluded to. was saying a pair of threes to an eight just hits. That that never bust or anything. It's a losing strategy, and that's what pays for casinos. 15 hits 25. And they're building new casinos every day or something. Well, they're not really building a casino every day, but they do build them frequently. Gotta check for the ace, because that would then be a push. It's not there. Again, and if you are a successful player, why do you care that there's other people coming to the casino doing stupid things and losing money? Maybe you feel bad for them, but everybody's got to make their own decisions. And if those players didn't lose money, they wouldn't open casinos. And if they didn't open casinos, you wouldn't have anywhere to do your so-called, winning plays. So, who cares? Let the other players play bad. If you get into talks with people and they ask you for your advice, tell them what you honestly feel or share the card with them. But if they start losing their money, you might feel bad for them, but it's not your problem. In fact, that should be good for you, because then the casino has money and it's just a conduit from the bad player to you, the good player. Got it? 17. But, everybody's got to have an opinion. You know what they say about that. Double down. Well, we don't have to look yet. See? You want to know? Woo! Well, Never Bust is still trailing. That helps a little bit. I'm going to guess maybe by 5 or 6 units, which, according to the mathematical percentages, is not to be should be expected. That when they say that betting systems don't work, or deviating from your basic strategy is your best bet, that anything else is worse. And so far, at least on this shoe, that seems to be the case. 18, 4, 14, 19, and let's stand. I won't make that mistake. Try not to make that mistake. 12. Normally basic strategy hits, but Never Bust will not hit anything hard 12 or greater. Let's see, and that did not help you that time. Maybe sometimes it does. I actually think that basic strategy at the moment is running about break even, give or take. Never Bust is definitely down and trailing. Oh, here we go. Single card. How do you want it? You want it like this? 9. Uh-oh, 11. 21. What are you going to need here? A 5? Oh, so close. Yes. I can count sometimes. Soft 17 is still just a 7, so we're going to hit that. For a 20. Good hit. And a push. Saves yourself. I like when people say, good hit, and you really, all you did was do what you're supposed to do. Oops. Let's do this side first. Come back. $20 stands. 10, 20, push. Insurance closed. Not there. 13, hard 13 for Never Bust will stand. 6, 16, 11. Soft 11. You know what it is. 19 stands in all cases. Soft 19 stands in all cases. 12. 13. What do you not want? The 8 of spades. I didn't know it was there. I was just saying. As you know, I always say the 8's the most important card. And by the way, when I do the carbon copy of the shoes, I don't match the suits. It's hard enough, and it's enough work as it is, just to match the value. I do queen for queen, 10 for 10, king, jack, jack, etc. Just not the suits. Got a problem with that? Too bad. Soft 14, just a hit. Hard 14 stands. It stands for basic strategy too. 6, 16, 22. That was hand 30. So 2/3 of the way through our expected minimum of 45. Oops. And the gap is closing for sure. But basic strategy, I would say, is now in the red, and never bust also still in the red. But like I said, closing the gap, catching up. Either catching up or basic strategy is lagging now, is underperforming now. And like I said, I don't really care if they are, if either one is necessarily profitable. I just want to see what their performance relative to each other is. Okay, 12, 15. I'll try to keep it tight here. 15 is 17. 10, 15. Oh, that's good. 17, push. Hey, push, that's okay. 20, of course, will stand. 12, 14, 15, 25. We like that. Of course, that will bring Never Bust just 1 unit closer, since basic strategy pushed on that hand. $15 to a 6, yeah, we just hang out with that and hope for the best. 13, what do you not want? That's 16 and 17. Oops. And 20, you want to double? No. Split? Always split 8s. That's 19, and that is 20, so there you go. Let's just look here. It's all tied up at whatever they are. They're both down a little, but it is even. So Never Bust has come up, as well as basic strategy has lagged behind a little bit. And we got a little ways to go. See what happens. How about you guys put your bets out? See, this is one of those casinos where even if you forget to put your bet out and you lose, I'll still take it from you. But I will also pay you if you actually should have won and you didn't have your bets out there. So it's fair. 18 stands, of course. And then we have a 12 to a 16 to a 26. Now this is the real horse race between the two systems here. Pair of 2s, get a chance to split and perhaps pull ahead. Play this side first, hey, and you may resplit. That is all good here at the 8 of Spades Studio Casino. 7, well, you got to hit that. What's that? 13 to a 3. You're just going to stand on that. And any more 2s in here? 12. You will get yelled at for this hit. Oh, wait. You won't get yelled at. I got to remember, this is Never Bust. Whew. Okay, so that's just going to hang out right there. All good. 9 to a 3 is a double down. the map. 13. 8. Uh-oh. Look at all those little cards. Does that mean this is a little card or a big card? That's a pretty big card, giving a 19. Going to wipe you out across the board. Oh, that was never bust. Big chance right there. I don't know. Would it have? I put them away. It's too late. Would it have mattered if he had played that properly? I don't know. I guess we can. You're watching, and maybe I may even go back and watch and see, just for my own knowledge, understanding. Yeah, these shoes have not lined back up. Like, a little surprised, a little, but then again, not. Just do the ace check and the flip at the same time. Not there. 14, 22, 18, 12, 16, 26. Nineteen stands, 12, 22, ace check. Oh, is this now one hand behind? I think it is. We'll see in a second. Pair of 9 splitting to an 8. Do that one first. I think you can see it. Let me just make sure. 15 hits again. 18, good. 9. Split again. 17, that's good. 9. 19. Big chance here. Oh, 11. Not a lot of face cards. 17. So this is 18, that's a win. This is 17, that's a push. This is 19, that's a win. So you end up gaining 2 units out of all that. $19 stands. 12, 22, yes. So the never bust is lined up, trailing by 1 hand. Okay? So it did happen. Does that mean it's always going to happen? No. But it does seem to be a common, fairly common. And you know what does that mean? Oops. Oops. Sorry. There we go. See, I can't do, you should see me walk and chew gum. But anyways, what does that mean? It means that as much as yes, never bust disrupts the natural flow of the cards. But it's limited. The fact that it comes back around, and these are the same hands. We know what's going to happen here. Or if it doesn't happen, that means I screwed up. I'm pretty sure I didn't screw up in making the carbon copies. I'm not going to bother to ace check over here, because I know it's got to flip it anyways. 12, 22. So we got a split. Doesn't matter which one's first. Except this time, you're not going to hit that. You did over here. 9. Are we not lined up? Maybe we're not lined up. Just out of my curiosity. Interesting. Or maybe I screwed up. I hope I didn't. Anyways, 12 does not hit, so it's... Alright, I may have to just walk back through and make sure that I didn't miss anything. Anyways, and I'll try to do that before I post it. So if you're seeing this, everything worked out right. If you don't see this, then you didn't see this, and I got to set up all over again. 20, that's a double loss right there. Yeah, it's because you were supposed to take this. Yeah, I didn't mess up. That's what gave the other split over there. You'll see in a second. Oops, oops, oops. I'm a little worried about that. I'll go back. Did I just issue those cards in the wrong order? I did. Let me put them back. Here. Here. Because I had looked, that was supposed to be there. Ugh. That's how it's supposed to be. I'll go back and check. Damn it. I mean, shoot. 6, 15, 18, 20. So that was for my keeping track. That would have been at like hand 37. All right, 15 stands, 18. Dangerous to have me talk and deal at the same time. Oh, this will be fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what I did. Hope I haven't done that before. Dealing from this side is so, it's unusual. It's backwards. Insurance closed. Now, let me just mention this. You're seeing more preponderance of tables with the 6 to 5 blackjack payout. Generally, the strategy is to never take insurance, even with your blackjack to a dealer ace. My feelings and what I do when I get stuck with a 6 to 5 table, which I don't like to play out either, so don't think I think it's a good idea. It's just that if that's the only thing that's around, I might play it, and it doesn't. You don't get blackjack all that often. Yes, it gives the house an advantage. What I choose to do is I will take even money on a 6 to 5 table in this situation. I won't do it here, just what I do in the real world, because the advantage of the 6 to 5 is so small that I would rather at least just get paid rather than a push. My opinion, yes, I know, 6 to 5, you really probably shouldn't be playing it. Anyways, you've declined insurance, you've declined even money. See, you would have gotten paid. Now, if it's 3 to 2, you would have foregone the extra 50%. Hard 12, never bust stands. This is hand 40, so we're getting there. Never bust is quite a bit behind. Basic strategy is possibly turning a profit at this point. Possibly. Pair of 2s is splitting to a dealer 7. You see? Let's get them over here. 12 hits. No good. 22. I'll just leave them there so I don't have that little problem where I screw up the number of hands. 11, double down. You could still come out ahead here. Let's do it that way, because I like to. It's my game. 9, 13, 18. You need to perform here. 20, and you do. So you end up, you lost one over here, and you gain 2 over here. So the whole thing works out to a gain of 1. Again, on a progressive system, I would view that as a win, not just a push, because your net was still a gain, an actual gain. 6, 15, 20. Okay, so that is the next 10, so that's 40 hands. Again, I sure hope I didn't make a mistake. I think I did make a mistake in that I was able to properly correct it, but I will go back and analyze to make sure. You know, Daniel Potts wouldn't let me get away with it. Or Jason Schneiderman's caught me before. Fortunately, they were things that were easily remedied or figured out. And I'm not trying to make mistakes, but I'm human and it happens, and I know that people say computers won't make that mistake. But do computers give you such entertaining commentary as I do? Probably even more so, right? 19, 12, 22. Yeah, you'd rather hear a computer talk than me. That's nice. Ace check. That pretty much puts the nail in the coffin for never bust here. There's pretty much no way, unless he gets lots of splits and double downs in these next few hands. And basic strategy gets lots of splits and double downs to lose. I don't see it happening. That never bust is gonna be able to catch up. 18, 12, 22, 17, 2, 6, 18, 26. Yeah, I see what I may have messed up before, but I think I caught it and corrected it. Ace check's not there. A 9 takes just a hit. There we go. 14's got to hit again. Well, doesn't. Whoa, what am I doing? Doesn't got to, but it does. 13 will stand in this situation to a 13 to a 17. Single card, double down. We'll do it face down because I like to. 12, 22. You want to see it? Ooh. It's all good. Still worked out. There's seriously no way that Never Bust is catching up at that. After that, even with this little bit of help, that's just all for the statistics. This is hand 45, so as expected, we made it. 14 stands to a dealer 3, 13, 16, 17. 18 stands, 12, 22. 13, 23. Where's that cut? Oh, there it is. It's coming. Don't worry. 9, 14, 17. What am I doing? Ace check. No, 16 needs a hit. Too many. 12 stands. 11, 21. And 48. And this will be the last hand for basic strategy. So, I guess Never Bust does have a little bit extra opportunity to make up because it will play more hands, but still a huge difference. It looks to me at least 10 units, probably more. A 9 is just a regular old hit for an 18 against the dealer 2. 6, 14. That's the card you want this time. 22. So that's 48 hands for basic strategy. I guess I went a little deeper, or maybe we just didn't use up that many cards. That's gonna be a 20. 13, 18. See, Never Bust is gonna get a chance. Still playing. I'm gonna guess maybe 3 more hands. Kind of depends on how many hits are necessary, or hits are not taken, I guess. Oops. $16, 20, $16, 15, 25. That being hand 51 that we just ran. And here we go. We're finally out of it. 9. Oh, see, look, they lined back up again. I remember this. 18. 6. 14. 22. See? And finishing with an 8 of spades. Okay. Well, let's first color in those half units from the Never Bust. Yes, those are quarters, but those regular viewers know that those are treated like a half unit for our purposes. Okay, so it's 48 hands for basic strategy, 52 hands for Never Bust. Let's see where we came out. Basic strategy is definitely way ahead, so relative to each other, basic strategy performed better. Let's see if it managed to turn a profit, period, and that kind of should tell us whether or not it was a good shoe or a bad shoe. So we got 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Oh, and a half. So there's your original buy-in right there, 50 units. And those, I didn't really go through it this time. Units could be $5, $20, $17. Whatever it is you are playing. So gain of 5.5 for basic strategy. So $5 table, that's $27.50. It's not great, but it does let us know that we beat the house edge here. Okay, so never bust. Obviously, didn't get into the colored chips at all. Oops. That's a stack of 5, as is that. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So, oops, I'm going to do it this way. Down by 5, what I do is I invert this stack and put that out there. That's, down by 5. So we're looking at gain of 5.5 for basic strategy in 40 hands, a loss of 5 in 52 hands for never bust, a difference of 10.5 units. If I remember, I'd have to go back and look. That sounds pretty close to the difference that we had in the last in shoe number 2. I might be wrong. Faulty memory, just like everything else. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you don't like it, and you only have nasty, bad things to say, please don't bother. All right. Bye.